What's going on, everybody? We got a big recruiting show coming up for you guys tonight with some very elite guests. And actually, our first guest of the night just got his 5th star. I know Ross told me he's going to be one outstanding football player. Ross, you think very highly of this individual. Why don't you introduce him to the public?
This is 5-star 2023 offensive tackle Samson Okunlola from Thayer Academy in Massachusetts. Samson actually became the first player in Massachusetts history to earn a 5th star.
Wow. Well, first off, Samson, congratulations on your 5th star. I mean, tell us about that moment. How surreal was it? Was it today that you received the news that you got your 5th star and you're the first one in the history of the state of Massachusetts?
It felt pretty well to get the 5th star. And I mean, it really wasn't a goal for me, but I'm excited to get it. I think it was like last week or something like that. It's like when recruiting guy told me I got a 5th star and 247. I was like pretty excited. Happy for myself. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, man, we were really happy for you as well. Ross, tell me about Samson. Obviously he's going to be an elite talent, but what does he bring to the table as a football player?
Power and athleticism. And working on his flexibility currently as well. Just a tremendous all-around outside tackle. He offers it all. He has the physical traits you want. He has advanced technique already in multiple areas. And he doesn't mind playing physical when he needs to. There's no doubt about it. So, I mean, it's why there's schools like Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, LSU, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas A&M, USC, plus a lot more are interested.
Wow. I mean, pretty impressive list of schools to hold offers from. Samson, how'd you like Ross's scouting report about you?
Oh, it's a pretty good one, Highlighted all my good traits.
Did you want to add anything else that maybe he didn't cover, or he did a pretty good job?
I mean, he covered pretty much everything well, It's like I'm overall I love technique, so I'm highly technique's probably the most important thing about the game, so pretty much it.
Samson, what's your current height, weight right now?
So I'm 6'6" right now, and I wrestle, so I'm a little bit in that 285 area, 287 right there. So I'm in my wrestling weight, but my in-season weight's more of like a 300 around there. Probably when I get to college, probably in 310 area.
How do you feel wrestling helps you as an offensive tackle?
Overall, giving you it boosts your athleticism, giving you more leverage, helps you with staying low the whole time. Because in wrestling, you really do got to stay low. You're going to get shot on, so just helping you staying low, weight distribution, it's working on your body control and all that.
How was this last high school season for Thayer Academy?
It was a pretty good season, I had my brother there. My brother putting a good work in. It was a pretty good season. Get back from last year not having no season at all, just working to get hungry. So he was hungry for the season, We were a pretty good season as a team, hoping to do better next year. And next season coming up.
We just mentioned a lot of great schools that have offered you. You've been in communication with. Has the University of Miami crossed paths so far in your recruiting?
Yeah, for sure. I'm talking up the O-line coach from day to day, week to week, actually. So we'll be talking up with him, probably going to get a couple Zoom calls and stuff, just talk game, overall the phone and stuff. So I'm talking to Miami for sure.
What's your agenda look like, coming up this off season? Do you plan on visiting any schools in particular? And if you do, what schools?
So I'm probably going to try to hit some schools in the spring, put up spring practices, if I can, try to make it out there. I'm not too sure what schools I'm going to hit, but probably if I can't make it out no schools in the spring, I'll probably wait till my officials in June, probably drop a top 5 right before June, probably take 3 to 4 officials in June, and 1 to 2 in spring. I'm not too sure right now in the schools, but pretty much it.
Samson, what's the focus this offseason for you as far as workouts and training? Where do you want to take your game to the next level?
So really just boosting my athleticism, getting more strength in my punch and overall on that, getting more strength in my hips, just getting faster. And overall, just going back into my run game, just basing on the techniques, getting low, using my hips, driving my feet. So really to work on my run game this offseason. And just overall, overall just building up my already good pass game.
I saw a picture recently of your brother showing off some pretty major athleticism and flexibility for a guy his size. Is that something you're working on too, is flexibility?
Yeah, for sure. More flexibility in my hips. Just staying low and lower. So overall become my body. The goal is to hit a split. That's my end goal. So
I can't wait to see that, dude. Honestly, I can't wait to see that. You got to put that on video for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
You're
currently, taking part in wrestling. How has that benefited you as a football player, and in what aspect?
So yeah, also like the leverage part. Just getting more just wrestling. You gotta get a different mental mindset. You're like wrestling to 1-on-1. There's no way to run away. Just you gotta beat your man. So you gotta try not to get pinned. I love how wrestling is like, even though you're down in points, you always can win by a pin. So just mental toughness.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I think wrestling is a great sport, and like you said, I think it teaches you a lot of great technique. I'm curious, how do you do with the cutting and weight? What's your strategy on that? Drinking a lot of water?
Yeah, always need to hydrate. We had this like in the beginning of the year. We take a hydration test. And like you can only cut a certain amount of body fat. I'm 20% body fat, so I can't really do too much. I can still do a lot of cutting, but I really don't cut too much before meets. I might cut like maybe a pound or 2 pounds. I keep my weight pretty good. I eat clean. Get my 3 meals in, and drink water.
Are you working with any specific trainers this off season?
Not really, because like it's kind of hard to get good trainers in my area, but I do hop on a lot of phone calls with trainers. Talking game. Looking at my own film and stuff. So overall, learning from them and just overall expanding my knowledge.
What are you working on in the weight room this off season?
So more explosive lifts. More Olympic lifts. I'm working on cleans. Snatches. It's all like Olympic stuff right now, and just like a little bit more power. Just working my hip strength, working my punch, just working on all of that.
So you got a pretty big decision coming up next year. You're probably going to cut down your list of schools in the near future. What are going to be some things you're looking at that are going to be factors when deciding potentially a short list of schools from all your offers that you have as a 5-star football player?
So overall, development is the first thing for me. How can you develop me as a player, person, and athlete? Just so overall, just like where your techniques go down, how many players you developed in the past, how you players you bring up from a player who you don't even know about to a player, the top player in the league. So, overall, then education, how can you help my education or, give me a good education overall, get my diploma probably like in 3.5, maybe in 4, depending. The connections wise, so that with the education, just showing the connections, internships you can give me over the summer, just over that, just help me prosper as a person. And third, stable coaching staff. It's at this time point, a lot of coaching staff moving time place to place. So have you stay close staff, stay there while I'm there, like that 4 years around there, and just build upon like the program. Yeah. And just liking the place, just gotta like the place, like the people overall there.
Yeah, no, I think that's outstanding. You already have, things you're looking forward to, and development is very key for, anyone who wants to play college football at such a high level you're going to be playing at. How has the relationship been with Coach Mirabal, the offensive line coach at Miami? Has there been other coaches you've spoken to? And if so, how's that, just relationship been, and, just building that bond with the coaching staff or any coaching staff in general is very important. I think he froze. Okay, we got him back.
Oh, shoot.
Can you hear us now, Samson?
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, perfect. Now we can hear you good. But how's the relationship been with University of Miami's coaching staff so far? I think he cut out.
Come back.
All right.
So to come back.
All good. It's happened in the past. So just talk about Samson Okunlola, Ross, 5-star offensive tackle out of the state of Massachusetts. I mean, this kid is a stud.
He's the real deal. He's the complete package. I mean, this is physical traits, athleticism plus IQ is all there, and add in the strength. I mean, it's all there, man.
All right, Samson, we got you back.
Yeah. I mean, I just took a phone call. Some phone called me real quick. I had to cancel it. That's my
All
phone.
good. So how's the relationship been with the Miami Hurricanes coaching staff and Coach Mirabal, their offensive line coach? Is he the only coach you've spoken with?
Yeah, I mean, I took the mirror ball a little bit, crystal ball a little bit sometimes, from time to time. I mean, mirror ball. The O line coaches mostly I talk to. You know, we talk game and stuff. You know, I mean, you visit my school a couple, like back in the open period. So like, I've seen time to time.
Awesome.
You're going to be moving into a senior role this next season. How do you plan on showing your leadership to your team? Is it vocal or by actions?
A little bit of both. You know, I am a captain in the team. You know, I got to be a little bit vocal, but also like, I mean, I'm not too vocal to the point where like I'm showing what I can do in the field. You know, leading by example, pretty much.
What do you feel separates you from other offensive tackles in the 2023 class? Where do you feel you have an edge on those guys?
Overall knowledge, you know, technique knowledge, you know, just learning about the game. You know, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on the game. And overall knowledge, you know, knowing how to apply that knowledge, you know, and just not having the knowledge in my back pocket, you know, and learning how to apply it to the game I use now today. So,
Samson, growing up in the state of Massachusetts, were you was the University of Miami, was that a program you ever watched previously, if you knew their history at all growing up?
I mean, growing up, I didn't watch much football, you know, so I didn't really know about too much about like universities and stuff for like famous universities and stuff, you know, pretty much.
Absolutely. Was there specific players you saw in the NFL that you really want and were inspired by, that maybe you'd like to watch on Sundays and try to just use them as role models?
So like a little bit now and then. So like players like Joe Thomas, you know, like Trent Williams, you know, 77 on the Cowboys left tackle. What's his name? Tryon Smith, Tryon Smith. A couple players like right tackle in the Eagles, Lane Jackson, I think. So like players like him, you know, good tackles in the league right now.
Did that Canes re-offer, did that surprise you, or was it something you were expecting?
Pretty much expecting because like a little bit of way before one coach visited me way before like they even changed. So you know, changed a little bit on the street. So I feel like I already missed the O line coach at Oregon. I feel like he's still gonna mess with my Miami. So
You mentioned that you have a relationship with Coach Mirabel. Does it also make it feel a little more assuring knowing that the head coach at Miami is also an offensive line guy too?
I mean, for sure, you know, he buys in the offensive line program. So like, you need a good O line to run the ball. You need a good O line to move the ball. So O line runs everything pretty much. So it's always good to have the head coach on your side.
Cool. Well, Ross, do you have anything else for Samson while we have him on right now?
Yeah.
Elite 5-star player, guys. We have over 80 people watching us live, 15 minutes in. I'm telling you, Samson's going to be one of the best college football players when his time has come to take over the offensive tackle position.
Samson, now that you have completed your junior season, what makes you love the game of football? Did you find, are you finding more and more energy and more passion as you move up, each year? Or what really gets you going?
Overall, like the technique aspect, I'd say, you know, just overall, just, you know, learning a new technique and learning how to apply it, you know, just learning new things to the game and just working hard in practice and seeing your efforts show on the field and in game. So that's what I really love about football, you know, and also, man, like you can, you know, run a man around, you know, can push a man on his back, you know, just being violent.
That's it for me, Paul.
Well, we got one last question from a viewer, Chris Mitchell, watching. He asked, what do you think about your foot speed now and how you can improve?
I mean, I already have pretty good foot speed. You know, I'm just really working on efficiency and body control. So I would say, you know, learn how to like throw the over speed on my sets, you know, throw the over speed on my foot speed, and also learn how to control my body weight on those feet and keep my weight balanced.
Awesome. Well, Samson, we greatly appreciate your time. We're very excited to see you do great things on the football field. So thank you again for coming on the scoop.
No problem. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. All righty, Samson. Take care. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
All right. That was Samson Okunlola Ross, man, once again, I mean, one of the best offensive tackles, class of 2023, 5-star recruit. He holds offers from everyone. Going to be a phenomenal player.
And offers are going to keep coming in. I mean, he's only just finished his junior season. So imagine when he starts showing the development into a senior season. More and more and more offers are going to come in from these big name schools across the nation. Having him listed already as a 5-star and having him listed as the number 3 overall offensive tackle in the nation, yes, he will be a priority target for many big name schools.
And our next guest, we actually previously had him on the scoop, and his recruiting it's taken off, Ross. I mean, you called it early on. You said, Darren Reed was going to be a special player. He's going to pick up more and more Power 5 offers, and the rest is history. It's taken off. Introduce Darren Reed to the viewers watching.
We have got 2023 4-star defensive lineman Darren Reed from Carver High School in Georgia. Darren currently has offers from schools like Auburn, Clemson, Miami, Georgia, LSU, Ohio State, USC, plus more.
What's going on, Darren? Welcome back on the scoop. Good to see you again.
What's up? I'm glad to be here.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Ross, last time we had Darren, he spoke very highly of you. He said, Paul, we got to have him on the scoop, man. Darren is going to be a phenomenal player. His recruiting is going to pick up. And, man, look at you present day. How many offers do you hold now?
I think I'm at 16, 17 right now.
What schools have offered you for over the 100 viewers watching right now?
Hold on. Auburn, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kentucky, LSU, Miami, Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, UCF, USC, Alabama State, and Jackson State University.
I think you got them all. I think you got the big ones, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty impressive list. Ross, what caught your eye about Darren as a football player and why he's going to be such a great talent and special player?
It was his natural strength is what caught me at first. When I first started watching Darren, he was being used mostly as a defensive end. But with his frame and with the strength that he had naturally moving inside, it really made sense for his upside and for his future, in my opinion. He's still got, what's amazing is even though he has moved in a little bit, he could still shift to the outside and help them out there if they need to for his high school team. He's got that kind of athleticism. So, dude, this is a major player right here. And it's why he's got schools like Ohio State and Clemson and USC going after him. He's a complete defensive lineman.
Darren, did you like that breakdown of your game?
Yeah, I think he summed it up pretty well about how I play. That's a big key thing that people like, that I could switch out, play DN, play a little bit of D-tackle. So I feel like it's a big factor in my recruitment.
And you can stuff the run, too.
Yes, sir.
What's your current height and weight right now?
Right now, I'm 6'4", 260.
How did this high school season go for Carver?
It went great. We got out to a little rocky start with Lee County. But after that, we didn't lose no more until we got to the championship. We lost to Benedict by a touchdown. But I'm sorry.
I was saying you made it to the title game.
Yes, sir.
Not bad, man. Not bad. Now, is that title game? Is that a team that you guys are familiar with that you played?
No, we never had played Benedict before, but we heard a lot about them.
What kind of stats did you put up this last season?
I think I finished the season with like 19. I think I had 19 sacks. And I don't recall my tackles.
I think 19 sacks says it all.
I don't recall tackles though.
Ross was trying to chime in. He's on mute right now. Oh, you're good? All right. So, Darren, question for you, man. How's obviously, you built a relationship previously with Miami, new coaching staff. How's that relationship been with the new University of Miami coaching staff?
It's been great. I think I talked to the new staff more than I talked to the old staff. We've really been building a great relationship over the time period we have been talking since I have got offered. So it's been going great.
No, that's outstanding to hear. Are there specific coaches that you've been in direct contact with, maybe on the defensive side? I know they just got a new defensive coordinator, Coach Steele, or maybe it's, DeMarcus Van Dyke, does, handle a lot of the recruiting. Was there one specific coach you've really been talking to the most?
Coach Dennis, Coach Simpson.
Gotcha. So, Darren, what's on the agenda this summer or this off season? Are you planning on visiting any other schools?
Yeah, it's gonna get busy going into next month. I really trying to visit everybody before I drop my top 5 at 18.
Darren, what do you think some of the traits are that make a dominant defensive lineman?
Strength, hand-eye coordination, ball skills, a great get off, stuff like that.
How do you plan on showing leadership as a senior next year? How are you going to get that defensive line kind of, working with you and trusting you going forward?
Just let them know hard work does pay off. Just showing them that every day.
Is there anything you're working on specifically to help your burst off the line? You already have good burst, but is there anything you're doing, any training specifically to help with that even more?
I mean, yeah, I do like track. I run like the 200. I do it at practice. I don't do it like officially, but like I practice with them, run with them and stuff like that to get better with it.
Darren, you previously mentioned you want to cut down your list after visiting all these schools to a top 5. What are going to be some factors that kind of are incorporated with that list? Is it, meeting the staff, getting a good feel for the program? Our last guest, Samson Okunlola, said development was key. What are going to be some key factors in that top 5 list of schools?
Really getting a feel for the program. I'm real big on relationships. And I want to go where I get most love it and where I feel like home at.
Awesome. No, I love that response. Growing up in Georgia, who are your favorite teams? Did you watch Miami at all?
I grew up a big fan of Miami because my dad was always a big fan of Miami. So we just really was brought up around Miami, and that always been a school that I looked up to.
Hey, Darren, okay, we're talking game week film study right now. You're playing on the defensive line. You're playing on the interior of this game. What are some of the first things you try to identify on the offensive line you're going against?
Their stands, like if they get in a pass block stance or run block stance, or they finna get ready to pull. Stance is a big thing, cause like that's really like my bread and butter. Like when I figure out what stance you in, it's go help me figure out what I got to do against you.
Describe your game. You've had another full season under your belt now. What kind of player is Darren Reed?
I'm a dominant player, and every time I'm on the field, I'm gonna cause havoc.
Love it. Short to the point. Speaking of a dominant player creating havoc, who did you look up to in the NFL that you want to model your game after or just, pay close attention to?
Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Khalil Mack.
Pretty impressive list of names. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Disruptive, create havoc. I think that's phenomenal. I know you mentioned you had the ability to play in the interior, on the edge. Do you want to kind of play both positions at the next level, or maybe you have favoritism to playing just maybe DN or D tackle more?
I'm trying to play both positions at the next level.
Awesome.
Who's your guys' biggest rival in high school?
I don't think we really had no biggest rival in high school because, everybody went and played with and ran over, and it really ain't been no game. Probably until we got to the playoffs. We put up some fight with a couple of them schools, but overall, we ain't had no biggest rivals for real.
You guys just take care of business and kind of push everyone to the side, huh?
Most definitely.
When you hear these 3 words, Darren, what do you think of? Miami Hurricanes football.
It take me back to the old you, how Miami used to be.
That history?
Yeah.
Is there anything specific about the history that really stands out to you? Was it the winning? Was it the dominance? Just the players, maybe?
The winning and the dominance.
Kind of something that hasn't been seen since then,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. So what's the overall team goals for Carver next season then? It sounds like you guys are going to be prepping yourselves to try to compete for a title again.
Yeah, we trying to. We just need to find us a quarterback. We trying to make it back to that state. I think this year is going to be a defensive game. I mean, defense year, and defense going to have to step up.
Well, Ross, you got anything else for our great, talented guest, Darren, for the time we have him on this show?
The question I got to ask every recruit, when we get him on here. Darren, what makes you love the game of football? What gives you that passion and that hunger to go out there and compete at such a high level?
Really, I had a long day at school, or I got somebody to get off my chest. I could just go out there, hit somebody, knock them out, hurt them probably, not get in trouble for it. So, I mean, it's just a stress relief for me.
I love that answer, man. I love it, man. That's it for me, Paul.
Awesome. Well, Darren, we greatly appreciate your time. We've had you on previously. We've seen your recruiting take off, and we know it's just going to get better and better, and you're just going to be an elite football player at the next level. So we're extremely grateful to have you back on the Scoop, and thank you again, Darren, for your time tonight.
No problem.
All right. Darren, take care.
All right, y'all too.
All righty. That was Darren Reed, 4-star defensive lineman. This guy's playing in the interior, the edge. His recruiting took off, Ross. It was pretty impressive in 1 year.
Dude, I mean, when we talked to him, like I mentioned, he was still being seen solely as a defensive end. And he was a mid-range 3-star. He wasn't getting offers from, he didn't get a Georgia offer yet, like the big in-state offer. He had Georgia Tech, I think. But, it really wasn't big-name schools coming around. It was the Georgia Techs, the Boston Colleges, Kentucky, schools like that. And then after his junior season, well, about 3/4 of the way through his junior season, teams started to recognize that strength, and they started to recognize that burst he has. And it's why you see teams like Georgia and Ohio State and Clemson now getting involved in it. And it sounds like they're heavily involved in it. It's not just a offer, we'll wait and see what it looks like. Clemson especially sounds like they're really involved.
All right. We got our next guest backstage, Mr. Babylade himself. Ross, why don't you do the honors and introduce him to all the viewers watching?
We have 2023 offensive tackle Tosin Babylade from DeMatha Catholic High School in Maryland. As most of you guys know, DeMatha Catholic is a big, well-known school for sure across the nation.
Tosin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We're doing great, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I think you're our first, football player from DeMatha Catholic High School to come on the show, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's an elite program.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
So, Tosin, tell the viewers kind of what offers you hold, and how's your recruiting going so far?
Right now, I hold on to like 11. First offer was Maryland, second was Boston, then Toledo, then Miami, then Duke, UConn. It just started popping up this junior year.
Ross, go ahead, Tosin.
No, go ahead.
Ross, what did you see out of Tosin's, game on the film that made you, so impressed with him as a football player?
Man, he's stout and he's strong. He handles his business, no doubt about it, man. I mean, it's fun to watch, just especially when you break it down to the raw power he has. He can just physically hold guys in place. I mean, if he's set and he's ready and he's locked in with his core, you're not going to move him backwards, dude. It's just not going to happen.
What do you think, Tosin? Sounds about right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Tosin, how's your relationship been with the University of Miami coaching staff so far?
It's going great. Like, we talk almost all the time. We be texting. They show me drills that I need to work on. Just trying to get me better and stuff.
What's your current height and weight right now, Tosin?
Right now I'm 6'5". I just weighed myself today. I'm 300.
How was this season for DeMatha Catholic?
It was good. I think we had like 11 games or 12. We lost in the playoffs to Good Counsel by like 2 points. And yeah, we were supposed to make it to the championship, but there was a lot of messed up.
Is there any stuff this off season that you're working out that you really want to take your game to the next level? Anything specific?
I mean, since it was my first year playing O-line, I'm like trying to get better at it, trying to learn kick step, pass rush, everything. Not pass rush, but yeah, like pass rush. I'm going against all the good guys like Jason. Y'all probably know about Jason the 5-star. Uh, I go against him all the time. I try to craft my game, get better and stuff. Just yeah, trying to get better.
Do you believe, coming from a great powerhouse high school football program like the DeMatha Catholic prepares you better for college football? It's an easier transition because maybe you're used to a powerhouse football program that's ran like a college football program.
Uh, Definitely yes, because the math is totally different. Like they expect a lot of things from you. They push you to be your best in the class and on the field. They just want things to be better for you in life.
How are you doing in the weight room so far, bench press, squat wise?
Bench press. I haven't bench pressed in a while, but squat, I'm like around 500.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I'm around 500. I feel like I could go higher, but
Right.
I'm trying to see where my limit at right now.
Tosin, one big thing we hear about that's vital for offensive linemen is flexibility. How are you working on that right now?
I'm actually trying some yoga classes right now because like I'm stiff, but I'm not really stiff. But there's a lot of things I can do that I'm actually surprised I could do. But yeah, I'm trying out some yoga stuff. Just see what I can do right now.
We've been fortunate to have had a very, very good offensive lineman on here. He was a dominant Kane offensive lineman, and he was a dominant offensive lineman in the NFL. Eric Winston. He was in the NFL for quite a while. He talked to us about foot speed and about how that's the most important thing for high school offensive linemen to get figured out or to try to perfect before they get to college. How are you working on your foot speed?
I'm hitting ladders, trying to get my explosive hang cleans. I'm just trying to get my hips let it how would I say it? Yeah, I'm just trying to be explosive. I'm hitting the ladders, trying to get my ankles stronger, legs stronger, just all mental.
Tosin, are you planning on visiting any specific schools in the near future?
Yes, I am. I'm really hoping I could probably visit Miami around March, but I'm not fully sure yet. But it's either gonna be in March. I don't know, maybe I don't know, probably second week of March. I'm not really sure yet. But it's gonna be Miami, Boston, West Virginia, Liberty. I already visit Maryland, but I'll probably go show them some love again. And maybe Duke. We'll see how it is.
You must make really good grades if Duke's offered you and is recruiting you.
Yeah, I'm hanging around like a 2.830.
Okay.
Just trying to get better. Duke's they nice. They pretty nice. The coaches staff, I like all of them.
Who are you who are you really talking to the most on Miami staff? Is it Coach Mirabal, the O line coach?
Yes. Yeah. I talked to him. I was just talking to him like 2 hours ago. We were just talking.
Tosin, you said that you had recently made the move from defense to offense. Where do you feel you have a unique upside or a unique aspect playing offensive line now, since you did play on the defensive line?
Okay, so I'm like 50-50 on it, but basically, how do I say it? Since I'm going against a lot of good players, I'm already used to like the moves they already did because I was, once a day type of position and like I know how they do it and stuff. So I know the way to step, know the way to kick, how to engage them.
What do you feel are the most important traits for a dominant offensive lineman or dominant offensive tackle? Can be physical, technique. What do you believe are the biggest traits and the ones that lead to most success?
Definitely technique, strength, and speed. Them three.
I think that's fantastic. You've already identified things, that are important to you, technique and speed to develop your game. Tosin, I guess, what's going to be some factors in your decision coming up, in the near future, in selecting a pro college football program to be playing at the next 3 to 4 years and going to school at?
I'm not really sure. I'm not even about to lie. I'm not. I don't even know yet. I think this probably senior year. There's probably more offers coming in and see how it is. So right now I'm just, I'm in the bubble, just thinking.
Absolutely. No, you have plenty of time. So there's no rush at all.
Tosin, describe your game. What kind of player are you? What kind of player are colleges going to be looking at?
Well, a lot of coaches when they watch my film, it was like I like his speed, the long hand, the strength, and like I feel like that's what I'm actually good at. Pass set, that's what I'm good at. I know how to use my length, know how to kick step and stuff. I feel like that's what I'm good at. That's what I feel like I'm good at.
All right, we're talking game week film study right here, Tosin. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
You're getting lined up and you're starting to identify the defensive line. What are some of the first things you look for to try to key in to get advantages against your opponent?
Mainly where they line up at and their feet. Like let's say they line up at the 5, and I know what's a good example? I can't really think of them, but they line up at the 5. I mean, half of the people I go against, they made me bull rush because they know it's my first time, and they know that's part of one of my weaknesses is like when players bull rush. But I'm getting pretty used to it, so I feel like I'll be good.
Well, Ross, you got any more questions for Tosin at all?
I got the one question, the one that we ask every recruit that comes on this show, Tosin. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion and that fire to compete at the highest level?
Okay, so it started when I was in the 6th grade. I actually didn't know nothing about football. I was like a kid wanting to play soccer, and I was a goalie. So I was just like, okay, American football. I never knew anything about it. I was like, let me try it out. I tried it out, and next I got hooked up to it. I've been playing since 6th grade. Met a lot of great coaches and players, and I was like, this is my ticket out. Like I can really make it. And from there, I just set a higher goal and try to get better.
Great answer. That's a fantastic answer.
Well, Tosin, we're really looking forward to DeMatha Catholic's success this next upcoming season. We know there's big expectations every year for you guys, and man, we're excited to see how you can contribute to DeMatha Catholic's football program and your success at the college football level as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you again for coming on the Scoop, Tosin. We greatly appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks so much.
You got it. All right, that was Tosin Babylade. Look out for him. 4-star offensive lineman out of a very prestigious powerhouse program at DeMatha Catholic in Maryland. Look out for his name. Talks to Coach Mirabal a lot.
He's just starting to get noticed right now, and a little bit of the delay was waiting to see how he would naturally adjust to the offensive line after playing defensive line. Because, I mean, there are major differences. There's no doubt about it. So knowing that he had the physical upside and the athletic upside, seeing him start to put it together on the offensive line made teams more comfortable of sending him that offer. Because I think they see the development is there and the upside is there.
I think he's going to be one of those players. He's got Miami, Maryland, West Virginia. It's just going to pick up more and more at the Power 5 level as the year goes on.
Yeah, I expect it, completely expect it. This is just the beginning for Tosin. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Ross, I believe that's all the guests we have on for tonight, correct?
Yes, sir.
Pretty good lineup. Samson Okunlola, 5-star stud. Darren Reed,
Stud.
4-star stud.
And
And
Tosin.
Tosin. I mean, pretty good list. Pretty good list of players. I guess we can just wrap up the show quickly. Talk about the new hire on the University of Miami coaching staff, Jamil Ade. First off, he was rated as the number 2 recruiter in the nation by 24/7 Sports, I believe. He was part of Marvin Jones Jr.'s recruitment. Jaleel Singletary. He's very familiar in the state of Florida. They took Coach McClendon from Miami. We took one of their ace recruiters. Home run hire to oversee the DBs.
Here's a little list here of the type of guys that he brings in. 5-star athlete Malaki Starks. Excuse me. 5-star edge Marvin Jones Jr. 5-star CB Jaheim Singletary. 5-star cornerback Dalen Everett. 4-star cornerback Julian Humphrey. And the list goes on and on. I mean, 4-star Ja'Cory Thomas. I mean, dude, like I said, the list just goes on and on and on. This guy has been actively involved in recruiting all around the place. He gets involved wherever he needs to be involved, it seems like.
Phenomenal hire. Surprised hire. Didn't think we can poach a national titles DBs coach to come to Miami. Alabama took T-Rob. McClendon goes to Georgia. It's his alma mater. We get Josh Gaddis, the top assistant coach, awarded the Broyles Award. Best assistant in the nation. One of the best OCs in the nation. Takes Michigan to the college football playoffs. They average over 420 yards of total offense, 35 points per game, not 300 points per game. That would be crazy. And we're getting Kevin Steele, Auburn's DC from 2016 to 2020. Great resume. This is the best coaching staff, and it's not even completed yet. And once it will be in the ACC, in the state of Florida. I think it's in the top tiers of the SEC as well. If not, I mean, you got Alabama, Georgia always has a strong staff, Texas A&M. I mean, Miami's up there.
We're spending the money that it takes to get up there. I mean, we see the difference immediately. You either spend it or you don't. You can't fake that. You can't fake your way around that stuff. The money's either being offered or it's not. And exactly. We're seeing them talk the talk and walk the walk finally. I mentioned it, recently with you, Paul. It's just my word for it is refreshing. It's just so refreshing to see a commitment to winning football at Miami again.
I think Cormani McClain, I think we're moving in the right direction. I think we're moving in the right direction. I really do.
Yep.
For a lot of players with the staff we just hired. I think this really upped the game. I think you're building an elite recruiting staff. We still need to hire a quarterbacks coach as well. I think Coach Steele will oversee the linebackers position unit, but who knows? We could hire someone else. I don't think I would be surprised if Travis Williams leaves the DC position title to Miami as linebackers coach. I would be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, he left because it was a bigger offer. He had that role at Miami, and he left UCF because it was a bigger offer to him. So I don't expect him to go backwards in terms of that, especially with a move he made just recently. He's still got a couple years to prove himself as a DC. We get it. We got to get that quarterback coach figured out. I've got a lot of trust, a lot of faith in Cristobal. It's not just about the rumors, because we know the rumors don't often end up being the guys that we get. The Georgia cornerback coach was probably the first guy that really had a little info leaked about him that we actually ended up signing, that actually the rumors actually matched up with the reality. It's a fantastic pickup for us. It's a guy who knows how to win at the highest level, who knows how to compete at the highest level and recruit at the highest level. That seems to be the blueprint that Mario Cristobal wants from his staff.
100% agree. All right. Well, guys, we appreciate everyone who joined our show tonight. If you came in late, we had some great recruits, some of the best in the nation come on. Definitely suggest you check it out, especially our first guest. He's going to be a phenomenal player, and they all are as well.
It's a five-star starts it off, guys. If you didn't get to see it, it's a 5-star starting off the show tonight.
All right, guys, have a great night, and always all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.